We advise the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch.
Hello, good evening. My name is Harry Tumbuatco and welcome to our program. We've got a special show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we've had the Kapatiran Party. Yes, I've told you all about that. The Ang Kapatiran Party. This is not a partyless group. This is a full political party wherein we had, I say we, because I have joined the Ang Kapatiran Party. In fact, I have my eyes on Congress for Muntinlupa, but nevertheless, that's not important. And the content of this show tonight is all about the other issues that are becoming problematic in our country. Now, let us point out to you certain things before we go on with the program. The Ang Kapatiran Party is not there because they're desirous of a position or they want to be senators, congressmen, governors. No, you got that all wrong. The reason it is there is because it's generating or created an option, an alternative, so that you may at least be able to practice or vote what should be proper. Alam niyo po na wala na po ang mga moralidad natin, ang mga values natin na iba-iba na. Miski yung simbahan, parang minsan naguguluhan na rin. Kasi may mga Katoliko, sisibihin nila, RH tayo, meron man yung kabila. Mali yan, sabi ng Santo Papa, naguguluhan ng taong bayan. Alam niyo, I don't want to lend from plagiarism, which seems to be the act of the day. But really, we have to be decided and unified. Ikaw ba Katoliko? It's as simple as that. The Ang Kapatiran Party stands for a number of things, but let me point out some of the more salient points. Definitely anti-RH. Pro-life. Remember, the Constitution was created with direct reference to the Catholic faith. Hindi Christian, hindi Muslim. Catholic faith. Now, if you don't wish to be a Catholic, that's quite all right. But no less than the Pope has said, this is the way to go. We are anti-dynasty. So walang magkakapatid sa Senado, sa Presidente, sa Congress, sa kung ano-ano man. Kapatid, mag-ama, mag-ina. Alam niyo po, obvious naman. Kasi pag sumobre magkakapatid at ang dinastiya, ang tawag dyan magiging oligarchs. Pag nangyari na yung oligarchs, mangyayari niyan because of their omnipotence. Ibig sabihin, wala nang kakatakutan. Nagiging ampatuan. Yan. Kaya bahala po kayo. You can always vote against your faith. We are also against guns. Now, that's another issue that you have to really rediscover. And no less the founder, really with passion. If you flip back to one of our shows, I think 3-4 weeks ago, you will have Nandi Pacheco who really espoused on that, who really went into detail. And then, of course, there is no spending. Alam niyo po, yung Robin Hood, steal from the rich, give to the poor. Iyan ang mga leaders po natin. Kaya lang, yung rich, hindi na rich. It's called steal from government, give to the poor. 1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 3 for me. 1 for you, 5 for me. Ganun po nangyayari. Alam niyo po, lahat ng batas, hanapin mo kung saan pwede magbigay ng pera directly sa mga constituents. Gaya niya, narinig ko na sa radyo papunta rito. Sino ba yung showman, yung sa Double B? Ang galing ni Mayor, nagpadala ng pera, nagpadala ng banda at mga baboy at mga lechon. Saan kaya galing yung pera na yun? Paglapitan mo yung Mayor, saan kaya galing yung pera na yan? Mahal ko ang taong bayan. Naniniwala ka ba doon? Ang tawag po dyan, kasi if I'm not mistaken, walang appropriation yan. There is no appropriation for cash dividends given straight out. Not even the president can give you 100, 1,000, 10,000. Dapat po yan, there's a semblance of organization, control, assessment, and whatnot. Because no one owns that money but the country themselves. Now, if you wish to be fooled, Please vote all the other political parties. You have so many. In this program, I'm going to bring forward ang Kapatiran Party, the Catholic vote. We have no less than our president in the Ang Kapatiran Party. We have J.C. de los Reyes, who ran for president in 2010. But we'll talk about that as we go along. We also have Lito David, member of Kapatiran, an astute member who has also put himself forward, and he was a former candidate for senatorial. Gentlemen, salamat po for being in our show. I hope you don't mind my little passionate entrada there, no? Alam mo naman. Kasi, do you agree with what I said? Tama naman po yun, ano? Pero may points na kailangan i-clarify. JC, tatakbo ka ba?
Surpresa po.
Malapit na, JC. You have a TV show here. You used to host Life.
Life, yeah.
Life was the name of the program.
Yeah, but since I was coming from Subic, Olongapo City, it was very difficult for me.
Yeah, kasi you weren't doing it for money naman. You were doing it
Yes.
to promote an advocacy.
Well, lahat po, not for money. Baliktad sa nangyayari sa mundo, pati sa Kapatiran Party. Ginagawa natin to. It's really not for money, but to secure our children's future and yung mga kabataan ng Pilipinas na talagang walang future to look at, no?
At the rate things are going. What is wrong has become regular. What is regular has become practice. And the practice is becoming a new norm. And then sasabihin natin, tradisyon na yan eh. Parang, let's go to the hard issues. Let's devote the first half, if that's okay with you, on the very contentious RH bill. Well, for us, it's not contentious. But let's discuss the RH for the benefit of our viewers. Lito, you're the proponent to this, if I'm not mistaken. Well, you're the one in front of Kapatiran.
Yes.
You're fighting everybody else
Yes.
and upholding the Catholic decision, di ba?
Yes. I just had a debate with 7 people sa Channel 4 no? The other week. Dalawang congressmen, yung si Secretary Ona.
I was watching you.
You did?
Yes.
So,
Bitin na bitin nga yung oras eh.
bitin, oo. Pero sa punto de vista na po namin, yung reproductive health bill, ang primary objective niyan no, is really to destroy all faiths. Wasakin, yes, wasakin lahat ng pananampalataya. Inuuna lang niya, kung mapapansin nyo, even sa mga debate ngayon, parating binibira, ayaw ng simbahang katolika eh. Ayaw ng simbahang katolika. So, katoliko lang parati ang tinitira nila na ayaw. So, ibig sabihin, kung papasayan, it would severely weaken the influence of the Catholic Church, no? The clergy. And therefore, kung masisira mo yung impluensya ng mga obispo, ng clergy, doon sa laiko, doon sa mga ordinaryong mananampalataya, doon sa mga maliliit na mga simbahan, no? Mga protestante, evangelicals na yan. Christian churches, no?
Even Muslim, they're against
Yes.
the RH.
Against
Yes.
You're
Yes.
kidding me. I
Yes.
didn't even
They
realize.
are.
That's why they're propagating all over the world.
Okay.
So, ano na lang yun, pipitikin na lang yun, tapos na yun, ubos na kagad yun. Ano? Kaya inuuna lang yung simbahang katolika. Pero tignan nyo yung nangyari sa Amerika. Ngayon, ang gusto ng mga atheists doon, ano, na kaunti lang naman sila, tanggalin na yung paniniwala sa Diyos. No? Bawal na magdasal doon in public. No? In public schools, you don't see crucifixes anymore. No?
What
Wala
is
na
the
lahat.
role of the pharmaceutical lobby, which is known industry-wide, to be the true lobby, if not pressure, and the money behind it to make sure that they pass the bill so they can sell their products? It starts at so many 100 millions and will jump to 1, 2, 3 billion, so it's a secured sale for pharmaceuticals. Pera-pera lang ba yan, Lito?
Pera-pera po yan, pero hindi mo makikita yung, yung kamay ng pharmaceuticals directly. Dumadaan siya sa mga foundations. For example, yung International Planned Parenthood Federation, no? Doon pumapasok yung pera. Mary Stopes, sa USAID.
Marami nga ako nabasa.
Doon dumadaan, hindi mo makikita na diretsuhan. For example, yung isang manufacturer ng contraceptives ay nagbibigay ng pera diretsuhan doon sa mga naglalabi. So ang dito is kikita yung pharmaceuticals eventually at yung agenda naman nitong for example ng USAID, which is actually an agent of the United States government,
Yes,
of course,
of course.
no? Eh, yung kanilang agenda na talagang paliitin yung populasyon ng mga maliliit na bansa. Para yung mga resources nitong maliliit na bansa, makuha
Maakop nila.
nila. No? So,
Palalim
talaga
ng palalim yung RH.
nagsasama
Hindi na
talaga
RH,
sila.
Pera-pera, resources na. JC,
Yeah.
is a vote for RH or the responsible parenthood, as Pinoy has repositioned it, responsible parenthood, is a vote for that is a vote against the Catholic Church. Can we put it directly as that?
well, it is, but more so, it's a vote against humanity.
So even more than the Catholic vote, it's against the Catholic vote,
Yes.
against humanity.
It's against humanity. The Philippines is the only nation that is, pushing hard against
Are
this.
you saying the congressmen, a big number of them, and senators are inhuman because they're voting for the parent, a responsible parent? It's Noynoy, the president, the offspring of Cory, who they wish to make a saint. Is he against humanity? Is he against the Catholic Church?
Wittingly or unwittingly.
No,
They're anti-human, wittingly or
Either way.
or unwittingly.
So a vote against the church is a vote for RH. Pag pumayag ka, at okay sa'yo ang RH bill, ibig sabihin, hindi ka Katoliko. Linalabanan mo. Bakit may mga ibang pari?
Well, Katoliko kang disidente. A dissident Catholic. And you're a deviant. You just do not know what your faith is, the stand of your faith is. The stand of your faith is based on Humanae Vitae of 1968. Many Catholics have not read that. Many Catholic professors have not read that. Many Catholic priests and bishops probably have not mastered that.
So for sure, our congressmen have not read this as well. Without question.
Very likely. Yeah, but our role as Catholics is really to tell them that hey, there is such an encyclical, and that we adhere to that, and that encyclical was very prophetic. If you do not do this, this will happen, and it's happening in our day and age. If you do not do this, there will be problems, social problems, big
So our
time social
theologies in the
problems.
Catholic faith have already warned us, and we are still deviating, many Catholics. So kasi may mga
All
pari dyan,
through
may
the
mga
decades.
madre dyan na lumalaban pa rin sa Catholic faith nila. How do you identify? If we have identified your parish priest who is pro-RH, what should our viewers do? Nagsisimba ka, di ba? Tuwing linggo, you're a devout Catholic. Pero pakikinggan mo yung mga madre sa tabi-tabi mo, at mga pare sa tabi-tabi mo, worse, clerics and those na nabibigay ng komunyon, di ba? Sasabihin nila, pro-RH. What should our viewers do? Should they be in a situation of conflict? But all they want to do is pray, and they all want to become devout Catholics, pero yung mga leaders nila kung saan sa mga komunidad, di ba marami nga sa Pilipinas eh.
Yes.
What do we do with these deviants?
Well, fraternal correction is very important. Even in our political party, we speak the truth. And when we speak the truth, it does not mean that we're so righteous. No. It just says we have to set standards in society.
But
Even
what
in-
should our viewers who are listening now, kanyari ganun ang nangyayari sa kanila, ikaw, David, Lito, what do you recommend to the viewers?
Well, kung hindi nila kaya ng diretsuhan na i-correct, no? Yung fraternal
So
correction
you have
na
to correct.
sinasabi.
Fraternal
Yes.
correction is not an option, it's a must.
Yes.
They can always call on more knowledgeable people, no? To talk to the priests. Kasi baka sila din kulang yung kanilang knowledge dun sa kung ano yung bakit ano yung rational nung pare or nung madre, bakit siya for RH, no?
But how dare these deviants argue against the teachings of the church? I mean, doesn't it break the rules of faith? It's hard enough believing in the Holy Trinity. It's hard enough to explain to our children as they're growing up why they have to be grounded with our faith. It's nice. We already enjoy being the one Catholic country left in Asia, if not, in bigger numbers around the world. We are basically a Catholic country. Predominantly Catholic. And we're proud of it.
Yes.
Hindi naman yung, nahihiya tayo kasi Katoliko tayo eh. But we are Catholic. and we're predominantly, we're footed on it. What do we do with these deviants who are fighting against our very religion, our own very faith? It's hard enough understanding it and accepting it, growing up, going to... I went to a Catholic school. I'm sure we all did. Simple lang yan.
Not me.
Ako,
Public school ako.
Public. Baka ako, Catholic, Katoliko ako, sarado all the way. I don't question it. I don't question my faith.
Yes.
And I don't think you have a right to question it unless mag-aral ka muna.
Oh.
Pag-aralan mo ng husto, and if the academic exercise finds you in quandary and begin to question it, then question it academically.
Right. Yeah.
Pero to go out and say, patayin natin lahat ng mga babies kasi walang pera mga yan eh. Pero yung mga mayaman, pwede mag-10 anak. Yung pobre, isa lang. Ganun lang naman, simple lang yan eh.
Yeah.
What do we do with these deviants and say they're Catholics? They're in church every Sunday.
Harry, we have to, talagang napaka-importante our assumption about our church. Like, under the social teachings of the church, it's defined as an expert in humanity. So we leave economics to economists, we leave business to businessmen. But when it comes to the person, the dignity of the human person, I think centuries and centuries, decades of philosophies and thought, no, has molded. Well, the Catholic Church has
It's gone through all the centuries and is still alive today.
And that's their teaching. Yeah. And since they're an expert in humanity, I think their opinion carries so much weight when it comes to the human person. So let's give them that. Alam nga naman, sabihin ng isang ekonomista na hindi, dapat ganito. Dapat, yun nga.
Isa medical pa,
di ba? So sa moralidad, sa kung anong ikabubuti ng tao at dignidad ng tao, eksperto ang simbahang Katoliko dyan. Aquinas, Augustine, Anselm.
Yes.
You have the Catholic thinkers, the fathers of the church. Ano, you will,
the learned, yes.
Yeah, the learned. You will go against that. Yun na lang.
No, but what do we do about these congressmen, these senators? How do we characterize, how do we identify, how do we assess our very president? Who's supposed to be, wait, he's Catholic, right? He goes to church. I see him going to Mass. I see him praying. He makes the sign of the cross.
Lately,
lately,
ano na siya eh.
Iba na. Hindi na
mga evangelicals na yung kasama niya, madalas.
So, Christian na siya, hindi na siya Catholic.
Even that,
Protestant. He's a Protestant.
No, he might be a Jew. Who would be fifth in it?
But the reason we say this is because I think the population, the massa, is being misled, thinking maybe they have a Catholic leader. But then again, we've had a non-Catholic leader. We had a Protestant. It was si Ramos. President Ramos.
Well, the RH campaign started with him.
Yeah, pero I don't think, I don't think it's all about being Catholic anymore. With all the studies that have been floated, I think it's...
As far as RH.
It's being commonsensical or not. I mean, yung Malthusian theory has been debunked already by several experts in economics. Ano pa? You will cling to that?
In all aspects naman talagang hindi siya papasa. Look at it culturally, economically, no?
Ako, I have a legal point of view.
Spiritually, hindi.
Yung a smorgasbord of chemical and mechanical commodities being flooded to the people.
Health-wise.
That's pharmaceutical.
Yun nga eh.
I have a legal point of view. I was with attorney Alan Pagia, who's one of the more prominent celebritized lawyers, a real legal mind. He was here in the studio with me, and one bishop called him up. And he thought it was a Catholic bishop, only to find out it's one of those guys they call bishop. Alam mo ngayon, everybody's a bishop and a pastor. You know, anybody, any druggie can be a pastor, di ba? Even a killer now, I'm born again, man, di ba? I love God. Di ba? Parang ganun eh. And sa kanya, I'd like to hear your points of view for contraception. Are you for contraception? Are you anti? Isn't it godlike to approve and to promote contraception? Ang sinagot niya, alam mo, in legal minds, you think in step by step to promote the truth. It's based on precedents, di ba? That's law. Contraception means contra-conception. So anything that is contra conception is against the church. So mali ang contraception, miski bago ka pa mag-umpisa mag-argue sa akin, talo ka na. At ako, para sa Constitution, I swore to the Constitution, if I'm not mistaken, is pro-God. Pro-conception. So paano ka mag-umpisa even argue? That's a legal point of view. It was right here in the studio. We weren't even discussing that. We were at the side discussing, and I was overhearing it. I couldn't believe it. Sabi ko, ganun pala ito, no? Ganun na. Where are we with RH? Papasaba o hindi? Where is it in the Senate? I keep getting text messages of alert from Norman Cabrera, one of the members, the secretary, di ba? One of the Secretary General. And please pray, we have issues because Congress and the Senate are playing tricks to put together a quorum so that they can vote para to put this whole thing to a vote. And knowing the congressmen and senators, oh my God, I don't have my pork barrel. How am I going to run next year and get re-elected? Eh, gusto ng presidente, death. Di ba? Gusto ng Catholic Church, life. Sino pipiliin mo? Death, life, money. Wow. Umiba ang laban, eh, no? Lumiba bigla, money muna, di ba? Wala ng value, wala ng interest. So, this is the problem. I guess if there's a delay, it's a vote for anti-RH, correct?
Yes.
And if they create a quorum, we're dead in the water. Is that how
Battle
we-
of attrition to eh.
Hindi naman tayo
Patagalan
dead in the
to.
water.
Battle of
Patagalan,
attrition.
Patagalan.
Wag lang tayo ma 1, 2, 3, gaya nangyari kay Corona. Biglang may lumabas.
Or what they did
pinirmahan.
in August 6. No?
Explain, please.
There
Bago
was-
lang yan, last month lang yan.
Oo, ang agreement nun was to take a vote August 7 on whether to continue the debates or not. But instead of following the agreement na August 7 yung botohan, ginawa nila August 6, minadali.
One day before.
Oh, pero nung August 6 na yun, nag-start nung gabi ng August 6, talagang bumaha. Walang tigil ang ulan.
That's that time.
Yes.
Kaya tuloy.
Yeah.
Naku.
And
Can
we were
say
praying,
God is
nandoon
spoken
kami,
na?
no?
Inadvertently,
Well,
wittingly,
yeah.
or unwittingly?
Sunod-sunod na talaga yung mga natural calamities eh.
After that.
Well, ako, simple lang naman ang pananampalataya ko eh. Kapag ka ang Panginoon, wini-withdraw niya na yung blessings niya dun sa leader ng isang bansa, yan ang pinapadala niya, mga calamities, muna.
Gentlemen, we're going to have to take a short break. We're at the bottom of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, as we take a break, I'd like you to sit back and think about where you stand. It is very important. It's not because you're going to be in the Senate floor or the congressional floor. It's not because you're going to put a vote and put your signature on it. No. The important part is you. Critical thought is what we do to generate some type of critical thought so you would be in the know and you can make a more knowledgeable decision. In this case, critical thought on your part to decide, saan ka ba talaga? Katoliko ka ba o hindi? Simple lang yan eh. Now, should you decide, alam mo, panindigan mo po ang kung ano man ang decision mo. You make your bed, you sleep in it. It's as simple as that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, our Pope, in my religion, because it may not be yours, says no to RH bill. We'll be right back and we'll discuss the other issues of ang Kapatiran Party.